So the PCs have discovered a glorious city, a glorious walled city. Yay!
Nice.
Somewhat in decay. A very important bridge with all the signs of not good work on it, despite it being emblazoned such in Dwarven runes. On entering the city, they discovered a society in decay where lasciviousness and loose use of mind-altering drugs and even just basic things like alcohol and lots of peaches was leaving people in stupefied piles around the doors of saunas and things like that.
Just say lots of peaches?
Lots of peaches, that's right.
Okay, I just wanted to confirm.
That's right. Probably bread as well. Bread and peaches seems to be important. Maybe that's what they trade. Maybe this is where the carts were heading, to trade for peaches.
I buy all the peaches.
Millions of peaches.
That's right, yes. All the peaches. And now they've discovered, much to Faradis's horror, that the Church of Faradis and Magnus, the Radiant Brothers, seems to be a place where there's some sort of indentured servitude of some kind, contracted submission.
Slavery, almost.
Yeah, exactly. Is going on. And that it does seem that in the hands of A, horrifyingly, not particularly necessarily well-qualified stonemasons, but B, stonemasons who probably shouldn't be doing it at all, lie the tools of the dwarf, the chisel and the hammer, perhaps evidence of why the bridge fell down, if it was such as these who did the work in the conditions that they seem to be finding themselves. Your dwarf guide, you'll come to a screeching halt, obviously, at the side of this gang of people. But he continues on, still strongly affected by the command spell, and stops to turn back as he comes to the glorious 9-foot-high door of this temple. He says, "This way, come. There'll be wine and food and bread and peaches and come."
I have to duck to get through the 9-foot doorway.
I give a look at my brother's worshippers on the way through, and the look, it's not a good look. You know when your mum's disappointed at you? That kind of look, you know what I mean? Like the disappointed parent, like.
Yeah, I can feel.
Even the most dramatic grand entranceway in a dwarven city, I have to duck to get through the doorway.
I did like
that. 9 foot for a dwarf is so high.
You dwarfed it.
The side, yeah. The side inside the temple is horrifying. Really, it's disheveled. It's messy. The strong stone pews, which are backless, of course, because dwarves wouldn't laze back in their place of worship and communion, are turned over and not lined up perfectly. There's clear evidence of damage that's been done to some of the stonework and some of the glorious statues and things and friezes and patterns, and you're expecting kind of beautiful, incredibly intricate, interlocked kind of, it's like Celtic fretwork except all at 90 degrees kind of thing. And there's dwarves and others lolling around inside the building with goblets of wine spilling out onto the stone and down their fronts and onto their tunics. There's others here clearly under the influence of mind-altering herbs, and there's laughter and strange chatter going on between people in this.
Is it joyous laughter?
What should be an austere. Is it joyous? Yes. Yeah. I mean, to Suno, who can see past the surface more than anyone else, it's horrifyingly hollow.
Right.
And so you don't sort of, he's not fixated on the joy of it so much. But yeah, there's silly giggling, kind of herb-induced giggling at puerile comments. And yeah, there's certainly, there's the shape of celebration. The shape of, you could almost, Faradis, have expected an almost similar sight right at the end of a massive sort of 3-day feast that would be appropriate for the celebration when a war was won or something. In
Or when a
obviously-
great structure was completed.
yeah, absolutely. Apart
Yeah,
from
so
the
there's an
crooked pews and
complete emptiness to the whole thing.
This is so cool. I mean, just the fact that they've sort of taken Faradis's structure of grasping the wonders of life after you've done a great accomplishment and taken that to a huge excess of grasping hedonism without the challenge to get there. And now his brothers have kind of taken the excess of, I mean, I guess they all worked for free to begin with, but it was for the glory of the Dwarven Empire, and it was for the glory of, and now they're kind of, it's taken that thing that was really nice and perverted it. As
they're just indoctrinating
really
others
horrible.
into the paths of good work and hard work, and making sure that they give access.
I think good
needs
work
to
and
be
hard
done.
work are different things that don't
It
don't
is-
equate to
it
what
is.
you're talking about.
Yeah,
That's right.
that's really nice.
I mean, if Faradis's blood could boil, I suppose sort of steam would be coming out his ears and all that sorts of thing.
Well, yeah, like you've seen the Great Forge, right? The pit in which we stand. It's like you can smell the anger coming up,
Yeah.
righteous anger.
I mean, Jesus Christ in the Bible faced with similar sort of situation of the moneylenders, like literally in the temple, it got fairly
overturning the tables.
got
and
fairly angry.
things like
as someone
It did get a little bit.
as someone who known for being incredibly gentle with children and forgiving of people and things like that. Yes.
yeah.
What does Faradis? What does Faradis do?
What does he? I yell out. So, my friends, what great celebration are we having this evening? Is it the structure of the bridge? What great feat are we celebrating with such an auspicious and beautiful?
Shut up! Keep your voice down. Yeah, keep your voice down. You're making my head split. Give that dwarf some wine. That'll calm him down. Come celebrate with us. Yes.
What are we celebrating?
Why, the glorious bounty of riches and partying that is the radiant brother Faradis. And it's something that
Really?
your expression changes, Faradis, when your name is wielded against you, and that makes him sort of just slightly sit back a little bit and gulp.
This is not good.
Yeah.
I'm going to be honest. I don't know what my because the thing is, here's the thing, right? Taking Rolf Faradis, taking like the acceptance of celebration, the importance of celebration is to celebrate a feast, not celebrate like in my head. It's kind of it's in my head. It's just kind of like in America how they have the whole thing where military people who aren't in the military wearing a military uniform and kind of like
the ultimate
the fakeness of like representing oneself. As a paladin who is like this is I'm understanding stupid good or whatever it is, like lawful stupid, like
Yeah.
so I might need someone to hold me back or talk to me in my head or whatever you do.
Lunge forward, sort of grabbing for throats or something, or do you
what he's going to do, he's going to keep
hammer come.
he's going to be like, well, where is the great? Who is running this feast? Who is the great bearer? Who is the person of honor at this feast?
You sort of, having perceived some kind of danger in your expression, he says, this dwarf says, we're just drinking for the glory of the Radiant Brothers and the fine joys that they bring us. I mean,
Suna's going to reach out to Faradis's mind again and say, my friend, this is not the battle we need to fight. We know these people are are horrible and vile and empty shells, but unleashing your wrath upon them will not fix this situation.
I mean, besides it's kind of 20 dwarves here and a handful of humans and an elf and who knows.
Oh, it's more than that. This whole city is.
The whole city. That's right. Yes, yes. Even in this one room, it's a hard to control situation. Yes.
Yeah, I mean,
you are powerful.
They're also high as all hell. I'm guessing that's the same as they're being prone.
High and drunk and both.
Yeah.
Yep.
But again, I say these people are victims as much as they are perpetrators.
In my head, can I just say, in my head, all you hear is growling, but like I'm not saying anything. So in my head, like literally as a player, I'm like struggling here.
Yeah.
What I will ask of them is like, what is the great achievement that deserves such a festival? Does it not say the brothers celebrate when the work is done?
Oh, nice. And they kind of look just perplexed, but
they would know
somewhat,
that as a tenet.
Intrigued. That's right. Yeah, it's kind of echoing from kind of a great distance. One of the sayings, obviously the sayings of the Radiant Brothers are how all these little things are transmitted and taught. It's like the echo of a hammer blow against stone deep in a cavern. The truth of what you say reaches their hearts, or at least a little bit. And who are you? One of them says.
Concerned. I'm Batman. No,
as if noticing for the first time, this dwarf sort of looks up at Lorkel, who is literally having to just stoop a little bit.
In my head, Lorkel always is going like this. It's like a wide like zoom camera, and he's head going like,
Yep.
And then they're sort of looking around these eyes. There's like three of these dwarves have now kind of you've attracted their attention, and one of them appears on each shoulder of this dwarf you've been assailing, and they kind of look at the three of you.
Yeah, I say to Faradis,
I think they are beginning to understand you, Faradis.
Sort of
I like that. That was very good. That was very, very good.
A chill, sort of, and a quietening goes out across the temple, and
at that moment,
yes.
Yeah.
At that moment, I'm going to use my druid craft to instantly snuff out the torches around the walls of the room. I'll just leave one lit, and all the rest in sort of a wave will be extinguished around the room.
You're gonna leave one lit, did you say?
Whichever one is nearest to us.
Yeah. Oh.
And the rest of the room will be suddenly cast into darkness.
That's super cool. Okay.
That's actually really, really cool.
So yeah.
Is there like a baptismal font or some kind of?
Yeah. What are they?
You're looking for some water.
That's right.
Always looking for water.
Poor Pseudo's like, my kingdom.
Where's
for a
some
bucket of water.
There's got to be like tankards of ale and stuff.
Yes.
Yes, there would be.
Does beer count?
Yeah, so huge kegs built into the wall that go back. That just go back for multitudes. The beer
ceremonial kegs, which are only meant to be tapped at the greatest moment of victories. So they're like, they normally sit there like year after year, aging all the more beautifully every year as a symbol of the potential glory that awaits, either sort of in the afterlife or in the chance that you actually get to achieve something truly great. Like a interlocked bridge of more than 1,000 stones, or a huge victory on the battlefield, or something.
Yeah.
But these sorry, and the point being, these kegs have been clearly tapped, and in fact, a couple of them are dripping out onto the floor in a kind of a sticky stalagmite, sort of slightly rising puddle of slick water and sugar.
can I just reach out to them with my monk powers and freeze all of the beer in the taps? Like,
That's cool.
That's
Fantastic.
really cool.
That sounds super, 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 super cool. Excellent.
Yeah.
So you do that. As in how much of the... So just the beer at the point of the tap so it stops flowing, or...
As an action, you can spend 1 key point to manipulate, reshape, raise or lower, freeze or unfreeze an area of ice or water no larger than 30 feet on a side within 20 feet of you.
Okay, so you could freeze an entire keg and it would split open, obviously, because ice gets significantly larger when it freezes. Or you can just
Yeah.
freeze the taps.
I think freezing all of the taps might be
So
a
it's
little
sort of-
bit more impactful.
Yeah. So there's a dwarf at that moment, sort of, literally trying to pour a bit of ale, and he springs back as it freezes solid, and the nectar of Faradis is suddenly wrenched from his grasp. What's happening here? So the room is plunged into darkness. This happens. There's a shudder of shock from from everyone in the temple.
Is there a head priest there? Or does the head priest come out? Because I have something.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, for sure. Yeah. So there's this plunge into darkness, and then groggily appearing from the side door, kind of from the refectory or whatever it's called, comes this obese dwarf
Oh,
with a tunic with a wine goblet smeared. He goes, "What is the meaning of this disturbance?" And he lit up only by one torch. He sees this enormous furbolg, this slithering, slightly out of focus, phasing Suno, and a kind of a dwarf who's looking taller than dwarves should look.
I'm going to walk forward. I did this. This is based, Derek. I want you to know that I had this prepared because of your adventure. I walk forward and go to the man. I say, "I think we need to talk," and I'm going to cast protection from poison on him.
Oh, that's cool.
right.
You touch a creature. If it is
Yes.
poisoned, you neutralize that poison. So I sober him.
The body treats
You sober him up.
alcohol as a toxin, and
Yes,
pumps it
alcohol,
through to the liver
drugs,
and-
anything affecting him, he immediately sobers up and knows exactly what the hell is happening right now.
Okay, I would like this to go wild magic Nova, because that sounds so cool. So what happens? It's a far bigger effect than you intended or expected.
Let's do it.
So what happens?
So it says here.
The whole city. So
Okay, maybe not that far bigger.
you said Nova.
That's right. Maybe a whole city block.
Explosion
Maybe
of-
I was thinking the room, but yeah, it could be around the church as well. Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Or you could say that
I like
whatever
random
is in
people
the.
getting affected by it and not even knowing why. right
Yeah,
in the
that's
room.
true. I love it.
Maybe
Or you
maybe
could-
not the whole city, but like random people in the city.
What about cure
Yeah.
the poison from the actual poison itself and make it non-poisonous? So half the wine and beer in the
Spoil.
it spoils or becomes non-toxic. I
You
just
turn wine into water.
Oh, I love it.
Dad!
What are you doing? Pure, actual drinkable water.
yeah. What does the person who is acting as the god of wine do? He turns wine into
Wine
water
into
when you do it wrong. That's amazing, Johnny. That's amazing.
That's super cool. So yeah, this happens. So all the barrels, there's this wash of energy that flows out from Faradis as he reaches out with this intention of drawing the poisonous toxin and mind blurring vile sin from the mind of the priest. But yeah, this holy rage, like a smite on uncalled for celebration, flows out from Faradis, jolting back to clarity everyone in the church.
wow.
Yeah, there's sort of 3 blocks away. There's some some sort of poor innocent thief trying to cut sort of cocaine or something like that, and it just sort of whoosh, like burns up in front of him, or there's perplexed people in random parts of in taverns all around who sort of reach up and put their mug to their mouth and get the not quite as much of a shock of getting wine we're expecting water, which is definitely a real shock. But getting water when you expect wine is equally horrifying.
Oh, the fights that would have started when it's just like, you put water in here.
That's right.
Yeah. All these tavern keepers are getting accosted for watering down the beer.
That's right. It's like, this tastes good. What are you doing?
I feel hydrated.
Oh, I'm not going to get a hangover like I expected or paid for.
Yeah, and then just
Wow.
everyone in the church, including the priest, sort of just stands there. Some, a couple sort of heave themselves up on one arm, and another sort of sits bolt upright, like where they were lolling on the pew. But in their minds, they all sit bolt upright and open wide-eyed at the three of you, lit up only partially by the single torch, and a slight fading glow that surrounds Faradis's form. His armor almost looks sort of kind of decent,
I know that's the thing. Is that like this? Like being half a godly moment, it's kind of shiny, but I'm just like so.
Because the breastplate you're wearing is very, 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 very much matte, kind of finished, like one of those saxophones that's kind of got the lovely patina. But for a moment, it's almost like you wearing the proper breastplate that Faradis.
Yeah, it looks like the expensive stuff.
That's right.
I'm just going to be like, I'm going to look at him and go, sobered up yet?
Would we like him to recognize you? What do you reckon?
You know what? Sobering up so fast, I think the intentions of what he's doing is more important than the person delivering the message. You can roll for it. All right, but maybe. Hang on.
Who are you? What are you?
Can I whisper into his mind?
Yes.
He is Faradis, your god.
You're here, talking to me.
He smells the wafting smell of freshly cooked turkey legs.
That's right.
Oh yeah.
It's like something that hasn't come to his nose in so long. He thought it was a sensation that had faded away forever, and he goes to crash down on his knees, and then suddenly rethinks it because he's very heavy and his knees are not as strong as they once were. And he sort of pauses and it
roll
reaches
for
down with
damage.
one big flabby hand and pushes on the floor, and then lowers himself to the ground, and then you see him suddenly smell the turkey legs, and
Which out of context is a very weird thing, right?
That's right.
I'm not going to lie, but it's like
That's right.
really good in this moment exactly.
That's right, yeah, exactly. Nothing quite the sudden aroma of turkey legs. And that just makes him, he falls prostrate at Faradis's feet. My lord, you speak to us again. You have come. Why did you go? Why did you abandon us?
I see you've taken it into your own steps to be able to worship me in this. Explain.
We have carried on without you. We've done what you would want to celebrate and to revel, and we brought people into the glorious joys of and help them feel the feelings that you so freely gave when you were close to us.
Celebrate the work or glory? What work or glory are you celebrating?
Okay, and then at that moment he sort of starts to bumble, and from the other side of the church where traditionally the other priest.
Oh yes, yeah, the head of the other church.
The head of the other half of the church appears and interrupts his bumbling compatriot. He says, "They celebrate the good work that is done by those who have chosen to serve the church."
Ooh, should I? Okay. Should I just give up all my spells for being a dramatic moment?
Yeah. Definitely.
I misty step from where I'm standing.
Oh dear.
That's my spells done. A level 2 spell's done.
That's fantastic.
Yeah, why not?
I appear in front of this man, and I go, "Such works as the bridge, my brother would not be proud."
Nice.
Zing.
This is a much more self-assured looking dwarf. He's slim. He has enormous biceps. He has a cruel eye, and a sort of sinuous neck and fists that are clenched. But you do see him flinch, obviously with surprise, basic surprise, but also the intimidating rumble, like the roll of thunder across the heavens that underlies Farad's rage, self-contained as it is, but only just.
Yeah, can I just say, thank you, Suno. I haven't hit them yet.
That's right.
I want to say that's purely because of what you did before. And the turkey leg spell, everything. I just want to say thanks, guys. You're the guys who hold me back at the bar. I'm doing my best here.
Back up, bro.
I'm
Back
proud
up,
of you,
bro.
man.
That's right.
really good.
That's
Yeah,
right.
right.
And what did you say? What? Yeah, like good work, like the bridge. That's right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, so what does he say? I mean, so he turns to you with all the sort of courage and self-assuredness that he can kind of muster, and he just says, "If your brother wants good work done and would criticize the good work, then he should show up and do so."
He's kind of got a point.
So it's like,
Okay, that's fair.
yeah, and then he just says, "Presuming you are who you say you are, you don't look very glorious to me, so-called Faradus."
I guess faith, your level of faith, sees what it wants.
Oh, nice! Nice!
Yeah.
Oh.
You asked
Write
my
it down.
brother to come, and yet you show such pitiful work. A bridge
The level of
fallen
faith
into
makes
this
you-
great city? Is this is this the Great Forge or the Great Fall? I wonder. I'm raging, by the way, now. I'm
Yeah.
near I'm gonna be like, I will give you a week. And I'm just gonna slowly start walking away. I don't know. I literally have lots of things to say. In my head, I'm so mad that I'm just like, I can't do it. And then I'm just gonna be like, I'm gonna walk towards the door. And I'm gonna look at you two like yeah. I don't know. Can you read my mind, Suno? Like, do we have like an ongoing conversation that you actually have access?
No.
You can whisper in my head, can you?
That creature the ability to speak telepathically with you for 1 hour. So yes,
okay,
you
yeah.
can talk back to me.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be like, if I don't leave, I'm gonna kill this guy.
Well, let us. I think you have done an excellent job here. Let us find the rulers of this city and see what we can find out about what's going on.
Do you have that spell where you can stop us being detected from when we leave and all that kind of stuff?
Yeah.
Pass without trace.
Yes.
Yes. Do you have anything dramatic we could use to get out of here? And
You could disappear into the crowd, couldn't you? Does it work in crowds as well as? Yeah.
I mean, I can reshape the ice in the tap to make them all explode.
Oh, that'd be so cool.
No, not in the tap. The front of the keg, so that
Yeah, the front of the keg. Yeah.
Yes.
There.
Yes.
Yes. Okay. I do that. I twist it so that it snaps the kegs off, and all the beer goes onto the floor.
I love it.
I can extinguish the final torch.
Oh.
Well, it's not beer; it's water now because we
right.
anti-poisoned it.
Yeah.
So yeah, the front of suddenly freezing over, a whole chunk of the water in the front of these kegs expands by 1/5 or however much it is, and the front blows off the kegs. At the same time, Lorkel goes to extinguish the final flame, but of course doesn't have to in the end because it's completely pummeled with water flying out of the kegs, and the three of you disappear out of this temple as.
Can I do one thing when I leave? I go like this, and then put a gold coin in my brother's. When you leave, there's 2 offering trays on either side. Mm-hmm. I'm going to put a gold coin in my brother's offering. I'm literally giving up a gold coin here on my character sheet now.
Okay.
So tap.
Wherever your brother is, Faradis, he senses that. From wherever he is, so there's a moment where he suddenly senses that his brother is present and not missing completely, perhaps as he thought he was.
We did the twins thing, where like twins can have that.
Right. That's right.
Connection.
Yeah, that's cool. And leaving the church in chaos, you re-enter the streets of this once glorious, now still quite impressive city, but somewhat run down. And it's like a breath of fresh air. The gathering storm that was Faradis, Asuna, which you were kind of trying to sort of guide and even just cope with, godly rage, subsides as you enter back onto the streets, and quickly, I suppose you quickly make your way into the crowds to disappear for the moment. What do you think of what you're going to do?
Yeah, I think we just meld our way into the crowds, and I guess I'm looking for a tavern or some kind of place where we can rest.
Yes.
And call a base.
Yes. So some sort of non-denominational tavern, sort of that has just a basic tavern without religious entanglements or anything that's going to make anyone angry.
Yeah. I always feel like a tavern is not quite the right establishment. Like we need somewhere where people are going to be sober.
Oh.
Can I be honest? Most people are going to be sober at the moment.
But yeah.
So yeah, you this is cool. Yeah. So you walk through the city looking for a tavern. You find.
Can I say?
There's a yes. Yep.
Do we find Gaps Fall? The tavern that's in the.
Gaps?
It's actually Gaps Fall. It's actually a tavern that's on the side. It looks out over the actual ravine. It's like built into the side of it.
I love it.
Or something like that. I just thought it in my head. Sorry.
I love that. That's fantastic. Gaps Fall. So yeah, so there's a part of the city that doesn't have a wall where the ravine kind of cuts into the city and across it, and then maybe there's a cliff sort of defending that part of the city further around or something. And there's a tavern which was perhaps clearly built on solid ground at some point in the last kind of 150 years, but the ravine has slowly collapsed under one of the corners. And it's become increasingly kind of cantilevered and supported and sort of propped up from below. That's so cool. And it has a sign hanging there of a tavern sort of reaching right over the edge, so you can tell. And the poor proprietor of the tavern is there draining out what looks like perfectly clear water from a large barrel that he's rolled out onto the edge of and he's now pouring the water down into the ravine.
Oh, that's a cool image. So that they like garbage and everything is it's thrown out into this ravine, so that it's like almost like a solution to the problems of the town. Like you don't waste, you give back to the earth.
Yeah,
Like,
I love it. Yeah, that's right. Or at least
You
burn it
can
up.
hear the sizzle as it hits the sulfur down
right.
the below.
Magma.
And what is he? What's this tavern? It'd be great to have a tavern owner we can really get into. Johnny, tell us about this tavern owner. What is he? Is he
I think he's a halfling.
halfling?
he is
Excellent. Halfling tavern keeper.
with an amazing moustache.
amazing
yeah.
moustache.
Like something that's bigger than his moustache is wider and thicker than his head, but he's very thinning on top.
Okay. Yep.
Yep.
Thinning hair.
Thinning hair, massive moustache.
Grizzled.
Grizzled.
Yeah. Not the kind of jolly hobbit vibes,
Yeah.
but a bit more kind of downtrodden and jaded.
He has a sharp edge to him.
And he's rolled this enormous, big tankard out of the front door of the Gaps Fall. So he's kind of like bloody minded, because like anyone who sort of runs a tavern that's literally falling in a ravine would have given it up years ago. But he's sort of has seemed to stick on just sort of for sheer tenacity and not wanting to give in. Yeah. Like he made a bet with someone that it wasn't going to fall in, and he can't admit he was wrong.
Do you know what's
cool.
holding? Do you know what's holding up? You know what's holding up this entire what do you call it? Dingo's Fall. What did we say? What's it called? Sorry.
Deep Forge.
Gaps Fall.
Oh, the Gaps Fall. Gaps Fall. The tavern is called Gaps Fall. Yes.
The only thing everybody knows, the only thing holding it up is him and his stubbornness for getting rid of it.
That's right.
So he's the most stubborn halfling, and it won't fall down because he is stubborn enough to hold it up and make sure it works. He's not. It's basically it should have fallen. It's meant to have fallen, but his stubbornness holds the whole place together.
Sheer force of will.
Yeah.
I love it. And he looks up as the three of you sort of tentatively approach the front of the front door, and he looks up and says, "Hello. I hope you've come to spend some coin. I'm not having a very good day. And when I'm not having a good day, things get unstable." And I suppose we probably should leave it there. It's probably a good place to leave it.
Yeah, sure.
Yay!
Nice.
I love it. I love it.
Yeah, it's good.
That's great, Ben.
It's cool. You guys are awesome.
What a horrible place.
That's right. Tune in.
What do you
next
mean
time.
a horrible place? This is a
That's right.
beautiful city.
This is right. This is a city dominated by dwarven architecture and stonework of the highest quality,
Yeah.
or highly variable quality. Yeah, very
I
cool.
like it.
Awesome.
I like it.
Join us for
All
our
right.
next
So
adventure.
all of the old stuff is well made.
Super
but
well
anything
made.
new that they're making is
Yes,
Trash.
absolutely. The dwarves
Dubious.
have
Okay.
tried to carry on and obviously have established some sort of system of good work to enable people to have the opportunity to work alongside or for the dwarves instead of them, so that the traditions are able to be experienced and reached to them. But yeah, it's not going very well.
I love
There's
it.
probably
Well,
other things you've seen across around that have been maybe like a tower which is leaning precariously or something like that. Yes.
Oh, that's fun. All right. Well, thank you, Ben. That was a lot of fun. Thank you very
Yay.
much.
Yeah.
I found my
Cool.
church, my people. They love me.
Yay, Nathan's episode.
right.
Thank you, everyone. See you in the next one.
Thanks
See
for
ya.
watching.
Bye.
Bye.